हरे कृष्णा बाबू जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम बाबू जी। ये क्विज का लिंक कुछ स्टार्ट नहीं कर पा रहे
हरे कृष्णा।
बाबू जी। क्विज जो है वो स्टार्ट नहीं हो पा रही है।
स्टार्ट क्यों नहीं हो रहा?
पता नहीं बाबू जी, मतलब स्टार्ट बटन पे क्लिक करते हैं तो उसी पेज पे रह जाता है, आगे जा नहीं रहा।
अच्छा, 1 मिनट में चेक कर रहा हूँ।
हरे कृष्णा।
ठीक है, मैं एक नया क्विज बना के दे रहा हूँ। Please try with the latest link. Is this working?
Can I start with the music, Geeta Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatare Shuddharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. So welcome to our daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading session. I'm very sorry that today, due to some technical reasons, the quiz is not working, and there seems to be some technical glitch at the website end on which we host the quiz, and I am trying to connect with the website, and as soon as it gets sorted, I will share the quiz link in the chat only, and you can attempt the quiz for the whole chapter, maybe by today and by tomorrow also, and then we will share the results in tomorrow's session. And today's session will be coordinated by His Grace Rameshwar Gaurang Prabhu. So over to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then Pranam. Welcome to all the devotees. So we have read till 1.3.2, and today we will start from 1.3.3. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sthaya Bhutale Srimata Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauruvani Vicharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatara. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Acharya Gaura Bhakta. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we'll read from 1.3.3. So my Sanskrit is not good, so please bear with me, devotees. I'll try to make an attempt. Yasya vavasya sanstane kalpito loka vistara tadve bhagavato rupam vishuddham sattva murjitam. Yasya, whose avavya, bodily expansion, samsthane, situated in, kalpita, is imagined, loka, planets of inhabitants, vistara, various, tadvaya, but that is Bhagavata, of the personality of Godhead, rupam, form, vishuddham, purely, sattvam, existence, urjitam, excellence. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is believed that all the universal planetary systems are situated on the extensive body of the Purusha, but he has nothing to do with the created material ingredients. His body is eternally in the spiritual existence par excellence. Purport: the conception of Virat Roop or Vishwaroop of the Supreme Absolute Truth is specially meant for the neophyte who can hardly think of the transcendental form of the personality of Godhead. To him, a form means something of this material world, and therefore an opposite conception of the Absolute Truth is necessary in the beginning to concentrate the mind on the power of extension of the Lord. As stated above, the Lord extends his potency in the form of Mahatattva, which includes all material ingredients. The extension of power by the Lord and the Lord himself personally are one in one sense, but at the same time, Mahatattva is different from the Lord. Therefore, the potency of the Lord and the Lord are simultaneously different and non-different. The conception of the Virat Roop, especially for the impersonalist, is thus non-different from the eternal form of the Lord. This eternal form of the Lord exists prior to the creation of Mahatattva, and it is stressed here that the eternal form of the Lord is par excellence spiritual and transcendental to the modes of material nature. The same very transcendental form of the Lord is manifested by his internal potency and the formation of his multifarious manifestations of incarnation is always of the same transcendental quality without any touch of Mahatattva. Hare Krishna. So यहाँ पे जैसे कि अभी आप देख रहे हैं Hare Krishna. So it's continuation. जैसे first 5 verses of the chapter 3, they are talking about the Purusha Avatar. तो जैसे अभी हमने पीछे पढ़ा था कि हमने पढ़े थे कार्णोदक्षाय विष्णु, गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु, and then the third is क्षीरोदक्षाय विष्णु. So यहाँ पर अभी वही बता रहे हैं कि जो महातत्व जैसे हमने कल पढ़ा था कि महातत्व है, and when the गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु he glances at it, it becomes impregnated. The same is saying that though the Mahatattva, it is also coming from the Lord. So at the same time, it is different, but it is also non-different. So Achanta Bhed, Bhed. यहाँ पे है, it is different, simultaneously one and simultaneously different. Hare Krishna. I think we can read the next, Prabhuji. And who has raised hands? Ronnie Prabhu, you can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Pashyanti adorupam adabhra chakshusha sahasra padoru bhujanana bhutam sahasra murdha swananakshinaashikam sahasra malya ambara kundalola sat. Pashyanti, see, Adah, the form of the Purush, Rupam, form, Adabhra, perfect, Chakshusha, by the eyes, Sahasrapad, thousands of legs, Uru, eyes, Bhuj Anand, hands and faces, Adbhutam, wonderful, Sahasra, thousands of Murdha, heads, Shravan, ears, Akshi, eyes, Nashikam, noses, Sahasra, thousands, Mali, garlands, Ambar, dresses, Kundal, earrings, Ullasad, all blowing. The devotees with their perfect eyes see the transcendental form of the Purush who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms, and faces, all extraordinary. In that body, there are thousands of heads, ears, eyes, and noses. They are decorated with thousands of helmets and glowing earrings and are adorned with the garments. With our present materialized senses, we cannot perceive anything of the transcendental Lord. Our present senses are to be rectified by the process of devotional service, and then the Lord reveals himself, then the Lord himself becomes revealed to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. So it is confirmed in the Vedas that only devotional service can lead one to the side of the Lord, and that only devotional service can reveal him. In the Brahma Samhita, also it is said that the Lord is always visible to the devotees whose eyes have been anointed with the tinge of devotional service. So we have to take information of the transcendental form of the Lord from persons who have actually seen him with perfect eyes smeared with devotional service. In the material world also, we do not always see things with our own eyes. We sometimes see through the experience of those who have actually seen or done things. If that is the process for experiencing a mundane object, it is more perfectly applicable in the matter transcendental. So only with patience and perseverance can we realize the transcendental subject matter regarding the absolute truth and his different forms. He is formless to the neophytes, but he is in transcendental form to the expert servitor.
Thank you so much. So जैसे यहाँ पे अब Prabhupada is explaining and so जो भागवतम है जो स्टार्ट होती है, अगर आप देखें तो फर्स्ट चैप्टर में सेकंड चैप्टर में जो है the sages asked 6 different questions and one of the questions is about the forms of the Lord. And here now we see that how that question is being getting answered. और उसमें बता रहे हैं कि उदाहरण कैसे दे रहे हैं कि कैसे हम देख सकते हैं, जो अब फॉर्म्स के बारे में बात करेंगे तो कैसे देख सकते हैं. दैट प्रभुपाद इज गिविंग दैट इवन इन मुंडेन, लाइक अब तो गूगल आ गया है, जब पहले गूगल नहीं था और अगर हमें किसी जगह के बारे में अगर पता करना होता था देन वी यूज्ड टू हियर, ओ यू बीन टू अमेरिका, हाउ इज इट, अच्छा वहाँ ऐसे ऐसे बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स हैं, वो ऐसे वहाँ की स्काई लाइन है. तो पहले तो ये नहीं पता था, बट वी यूज्ड टू हियर एंड व्हेन यू गो देयर देन यू सी, ओ ही वाज टेलिंग दिस एंड नाउ. सो आपके अंदर एक उसकी एक छवि बनती है. तो इसी तरह जो प्रभुपाद बता रहे हैं, इवन इन मुंडेन लाइक वी हैव टू हाउ वी हियर, हाउ वी सी, फर्स्ट वी हियर एंड देन वी सी. तो कह रहे हैं तो ट्रांसेंडेंटल सब्जेक्ट्स पे देन इट इज द हियरिंग, और वो भी कैसे, विद पेशेंस एंड प्रिजर्वेंस. एंड विद दैट एंड वी हैव टू लर्न hear from whom, those who have already seen, then we get to see the Lord. और शुरू में जो है, like when we are new then it is formless to neophytes, and then as we progress then we see the transcendental form. Hare Krishna.
Should
We
I?
can move. Yes, Prabhuji, we can move to the next. You can do the Sanskrit, Prabhuji, and Shivani Mataji, you can read.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
एतान्नानवर्ताराणां निधनं बीजम् अव्ययम् यस्यां शांसेन सृजन्ते यस्यं शंसेन सृजन्ते देवतीर्यान्नरादयाः.
This form, Nana multifarious, avtaranam of the incarnations, nidhanam, source, bijam, seed, avyayam, indestructible, yasya, whose, ansh, planary portion, anshen, part of the planary portion, Srijante, create, Dev, demigod, Tiryak, animals, Nar, Adaya, human beings and others. Translation. This form, the second manifestation of the Purusha, is the source and indestructible seed of multifarious incarnations within the universe. From the particle and portion of this form, different living entities like demigods, men, and others are created. Purport. The Purush, after creating innumerable universes in the Mahatattva, enter in each of them as second Purush, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. When he saw that within the universe there are only darkness and space without a resting place, he filled half of the universe with water from his own perspiration and laid himself down on the same water. That is called Garbhodaka. Then from his navel, the stem of the lotus flower sprouted, and on the flower petal, the birth of Brahma, or the master engineer of the universal plan, took place. Brahma became the engineer of the universe, and the Lord himself took charge of maintenance of the universe as Vishnu. Brahma was generated from Rajogun of Prakriti, or the mode of passion in nature, and Vishnu became the Lord of mode of goodness. Vishnu, being transcendental to all the modes, is also aloof from material affection. This has already been explained. From Brahma, there is a Rudra, Shiva, who is in charge of mode of good, ignorance or darkness. He destroys the whole creation by the will of the Lord. Therefore, all three, namely Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, are incarnations of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu from Brahma, and the other demigods like Daksh, Marichi, Manu, and many others became incarnated to generate living entities within the universe. The Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is glorified in the Vedas in the hymn of Garbh Stuti, which begins with the description of the Lord having thousands of heads, etc. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the Lord of the universe, and although he appears to be lying within the universe, he is always transcendental. This also has already been explained. The Vishnu, who is the planary portion of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is the supersoul of universal life, and he is known as the maintainer of the universe or Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So the three features of the original Purush are thus understood. And all the incarnation within the universe are emanation from the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. In different millenniums, there are different incarnations and they are innumerable. Although some of them are very prominent, such as Mats, Kurm, Varha, Ram, Narsim, Vaman, and others, many others. These incarnations are called Leela incarnations. Then there are qualitative incarnations such as Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva or Rudra, who take charge of the different modes of material nature. Lord Vishnu is non-different from the personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva is in the marginal position between the personality of Godhead and the living entity or Jivas. Brahma is always Jeev Tattva. The highest pious living entities or the greatest devotee of the Lord is empowered with the potency of the Lord for creation, and he is called Brahma. His power is like the power of the sun reflected a valuable stone and jewels. When there is no such living being to take charge of the post of Brahma, the Lord himself becomes a Brahma and take charge of that post. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living being. He is planary portion of the Lord. But because Lord Shiva is in direct touch with material nature, he is not exactly in the same transcendental position as Lord Vishnu. The difference is like that between milk and curd. Curd is nothing but milk, and yet it cannot be used in the place of milk. The next incarnations are the Manus. Within 1 day's duration of the life of Brahma, which is calculated by our solar year as 4.3 million into 1,000 years, there are 14 Manus. Therefore, there are 420 Manus in 1 month of Brahma and 5,040 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years of his age, and therefore there are 5,040 into 100, 5,04,000 Manus in the duration of Brahma's life. There are innumerable universes within one Brahma in each of them, and all of them are created and annihilated during the breathing time of Purusha. Therefore, one can simply imagine how many millions of Manus there are during one breath of the Purush. The Manus who are prominent within this universe are as follows: Yagya or Swambhu Manu, Vibhu or Swarochisha Manu, Satyasen or Uttama Manu, Hari or Tamas Manu, Vaikuntha or Revta Manu, Ajita or Chakshusha Manu, Vaman or Vivashvata Manu. The present age is under Vivashvata Manu.
Not or, it is as.
Vaman as Vivashvata Manu. Sarvabhauma as Savrani Manu. Rishabh as Daksh Savarni Manu. Vivakshen as Brahma Savrani Manu. Dharam Setu as Dharam Sharvani Manu. Sudhama as Rudra Sharvani Manu. Yogeshwar as Dev Sharvani Manu. Brihad Bhanu as Indra Sharvani Manu. These are the names of one set of 14 Manus covering 4.3 million solar years as described above.
हरे कृष्ण. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, यहाँ पे इस वर्ष में अगर हम देखते हैं तो how Prabhupada is explaining. Prabhu, if you can scroll up. कि जैसे वापस से बताया है कि जैसे 3 पुरुष अवतार हैं, so उसमें so first is we have Mahavishnu, so that is the first Purusha. He expands himself into Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and then when the bubbles are created, then he goes and sits in there. He fills half of that bubble with his perspiration, and then from there then he उसको अपने perspiration then he fills it with water, और उनके नेवल से जो है ब्रह्मा की उत्पत्ति होती है, and then there comes, और फिर वहां से जो है then each like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they takes charge of each creation, maintenance and destructions. And then we scroll down, Prabhuji, if you can. फिर वहां से उन्होंने बताया है कि ब्रह्मा जो है वो मोड ऑफ पैशन, देन रजोगुण के वो देखते हैं, सतोगुण जो है वो विष्णु के पास, एंड देन द तमोगुण द मोड ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्शन दैट इज विद शिवा. और बता रहे हैं कि हाउ ईच ऑफ दीज देन further explains that how Lord Shiva, he is being the plenary portion, and but because Lord Shiva is in direct touch with the material nature, the Lord Vishnu doesn't come in direct in touch, but because Lord Shiva comes in direct touch with the material nature, so he is not exactly same as transcendental, and the analogy that is given is of the milk and curd. Curd is nothing but milk, but it cannot be used in the place of milk. फिर नेक्स्ट जो है वो बताए हैं, उसके बाद बता रहे हैं कि जो मनु है वो कौन है, और 14 मनु के बारे में उनकी ड्यूरेशन, ब्रह्मा का दिन, वो पूरा उसके बारे में बताया है. और फिर उसके बाद जो बताया है वो बताया है that how these 14 manus are there, और अभी कौन सा मनु चल रहा है. So now we can read further. अब आगे जाते हैं. So उसमें we read further, like it's a long purport, so I thought we just do a recap. Ronnie Prabhu, if you can just scroll down. So अभी हमने वो पढ़ा, फिर बीच में वो भी now we see the Yuga avatars. Who's next? Meenakshi Radha Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna. Then there are the Yuga avatars, or the incarnation of a millennia. The Yugas are known as the Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. The incarnation of each Yuga are of a different color, and the color are white, red, black, and yellow. In the Dwapar Yuga, some echo is coming.
Hare Krishna. We are able to hear properly.
Okay, some echo is coming. So somebody. In Dwapar Yuga, the Lord Krishna is in black color appears, and in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya is yellow color appears. So all the incarnation of Lord are mentioned in the revealed scripture. There is no scope for an impostors to become an incarnation, and for the incarnation must be mentioned in the Shastra. An incarnation does not declare himself to be an incarnation of a Lord, but the great sages agree by the symptom mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The feature of incarnation and the particular type of mission which he has to execute are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Apart from a direct incarnation, there are innumerable empowered incarnations. They are also mentioned in the revealed scripture. Such incarnations are directly as well as indirectly empowered. When they are directly empowered, they are called incarnations. But when they are indirectly empowered, they are called vibhutis. Directly empowered incarnations are the Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Shesha, Ananta, etc. As far as vibhutis are concerned, they are very explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. And for all these different type of incarnations, the fountainhead is a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So इसमें हमने देखा that how the incarnate, that how it started from Mahavishnu, the expansions, and then explained about the avatar और वहां पर उन्होंने बताया है कि गुणावतार, लीला अवतार एंड युगा अवतार। और युगा अवतार में जो कलर बताए हैं वो है व्हाइट, रेड, ब्लैक एंड येलो। सो इन द द्वापर युग the Lord Krishna is black color appeared, and in Kali Yuga Lord Chaitanya appeared in the yellow color. So Hare Krishna. So it is already 8:11. So the next, how big it is, Ranipu? It's a small one. We can read. So we can have Ankita Mataji who can read. Ranipu, you can read the Sanskrit.
Okay. स एव प्रथमं देव कौमारं सर्गम् आश्रिता चचार दुश्चरं ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मचार्यम् अखंडितम्.
Saha, that. Eva, certainly. Prathamam, first. Devaha, Supreme Lord. Kaumaram, named the Kumaras or unmarried. Sargam, creation. Ashrita, under. Chachara, performed. Dushcharam, very difficult to do. Brahma, in the order of Brahman. Brahmacharyam, under discipline to realize the absolute Brahman. Akhanditam, unbroken. Translation. First of all, in the beginning of creation, there were the 4 unmarried sons of Brahma, or the Kumaras, who, being situated in a vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. Purport. The creation of the material world is effected, maintained, and then again annihilated at certain intervals. So there are different names of the creations in terms of the particular types of Brahma, the father of the living beings in the creation. The Kumaras, as above mentioned, appeared in the Kaumar creation of the material world. And to teach us the process of Brahman realization, they underwent a severe type of disciplinary action as bachelors. These Kumaras are empowered incarnations, and before executing the severe type of disciplinary actions, all of them became qualified Brahmanas. This example suggests that one must first acquire the qualifications of a Brahman, not simply by birth, but also by quality, and then one can undergo the process of Brahman realization.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So ये जो है यहाँ से now श्लोक 6 to 22, 6 to 27, sorry. So यहाँ पर जो है अब 22 incarnations जो है भगवान के, like now the incarnations descriptions are going to come. So the first that we read is Kumar, the 4 Kumaras. Now next we can read next. Ramesh Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. You can read, Prabhuji.
द्वितीयं तु भवायस्य रसतल्गतं महिम् उद्धारिष्यान् उपादत्त यज्ञेशा शौकरं वपु.
Divitam, the second, two, but Bhavya, for the welfare, Asya, of this earth, Rasatala, of the lowest season, Gatam, having gone, Mahim, the earth, Uddharasyam, lifting, Upadata, established, Yajnesa, the proprietor or the supreme enjoyer, Sokaram, hoggish, Vapuh, incarnation. Translation. The supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, the second incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether regions of the universe. Purport. The indication is that for each and every incarnation of the personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. There cannot be any incarnation without a particular function, and such functions are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth. Sir, it's still here only.
Yes, I think now you should be able to see. अब आपको दिख रहा होगा प्रभु. Hare Krishna.
No, sir.
It is
Yes,
clear
sir.
now. Yes.
Yes, sir. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth out of Pluto's region of filthy matter. Picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar, and the all-powerful personality of Godhead displayed this wonder to the Asuras, who had hidden the earth in such a filthy place. There is nothing impossible for the personality of Godhead, and although he played the part of a boar by the devotees, he is worshipped, staying always in transcendence.
हरे कृष्ण. Thank you so much. So अब जो है हमने second incarnation के बारे में जाना, the boar incarnation. So the first we read about चार कुमार और अभी the boar incarnation. Actually ये सारे जो incarnation है they are explained in detail in the Canto 2nd, and we'll read in detail about each of them. So अभी जो है it is just a snapshot जो sages को it is just as a snapshot is given कि आगे क्या आने वाला है उसकी एक छायाकृति तो सही वर्ड नहीं है, स्नैपशॉट को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं मुझे याद नहीं, इट इज लाइक अ स्नैपशॉट, प्री-कैप. हाँ, प्री-कैप, यस. सो इट इज लाइक अ प्री-कैप इज गिवन और बाद में इसकी पूरी डिटेल आएगी. सो इट इज ऑलरेडी 8:16. So we'll end the session today unless anyone has anything to share. Ronnie Prabhu, you want to share something?
No, thank you.
Your hand is raised, so मुझे लगा you want to.
So I've lowered it. Thank
So
you.
we'll end. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.